Welcome to today's story. It's a tale of wisdom, reflection, and a profound lesson wrapped in an unexpected message. A great monk was on his deathbed, surrounded by his disciples and a curious crowd. As he approached the end of his life, he shared his final piece of advice with his successor, a young monk who'd been chosen to carry on his legacy. With his last breath, the great monk said, "Remember one thing, never allow a cat into your life." And then he passed away. The crowd was astonished by these final words. They couldn't understand why such an unusual piece of advice would be the last thing the great monk would impart. The young successor was equally puzzled. Why, he wondered, should he avoid having a cat in his life? After the rituals and cremation of their revered master, the young monk remained deeply troubled by his master's cryptic message. He continued to ponder its meaning, seeking understanding. In the monastery, there was an elderly monk who had served alongside the great master for many years. Despite his experience and wisdom, he had not been chosen as the successor due to his advanced age. Seeing the young monk's distress, the old monk approached him and asked, "What troubles you, my friend?" The young monk explained his confusion over the master's final words. The elderly monk nodded and began to share a story that would illuminate the meaning behind the cryptic advice. Long ago, when the great master had renounced his family, home, and worldly possessions to live in the forest, he settled near a small village. The villagers, pleased to have a monk in their midst, built him a modest bamboo hut. The monk had only 2 garments to wear, but soon faced a problem. Rats began to chew on his clothes. With limited resources, he was troubled by the prospect of his clothes being ruined. The villagers suggested, "Why don't you keep a cat? It will keep the rats away." It seemed like a perfect solution. So the monk accepted their offer and the cat began to guard the hut against the rats. But soon, another issue arose. The cat needed to be fed. This required the monk to go to the village frequently to beg for milk. The villagers, seeing the monk's predicament, offered another suggestion. "This is a small village," they said. "Why don't you keep a cow? We can give you a good cow, and you will have enough milk for both yourself and your cat. This way, you won't need to beg for milk anymore." The idea seemed reasonable, so the monk accepted the cow. But with the cow came new responsibilities. The cow needed grass, which meant daily trips to the village to ask for it. The villagers noticed the monk's growing inconvenience and proposed another solution. "There is a widow in our village who has no one. If we persuade her to live with you, she can take care of the cow and grow grass for you. She can also help you with other chores." The monk agreed, and the widow moved into the hut. She tended to the cow, grew crops, and helped with household tasks. Over time, the monk and the widow developed a close relationship, and they eventually fell in love. Their bond grew stronger, and soon, the widow became pregnant. A child was born into their lives. The monk, once dedicated to renouncing worldly attachments, found himself living a domestic life he had tried to escape. The elderly monk concluded the story, saying the master's advice to never keep a cat was a metaphor. The cat represents small, seemingly harmless indulgences or distractions. These little things, when allowed into our lives, can slowly start to dominate us and lead us away from our true path. The master's warning was clear. Allowing small vices or distractions into your life can gradually lead to larger, uncontrollable problems. Just as the monk's minor issue with rats grew into a complete reversal of his vows, so can small indulgences turn into significant unmanageable issues. In our own lives, we might indulge in seemingly minor habits or distractions. Whether it's occasional junk food, a bit of procrastination, or a single drink. We think we can control these behaviors, but once we allow them in, they often grow and take over. The lesson here is to be mindful of what we allow into our lives. Small indulgences can lead to greater issues. Just as the master's simple problem with rats grew into a complete reversal of his life's purpose. By avoiding giving in to small distractions, we prevent them from becoming overwhelming and derailing our lives. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this story insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that inspires and enlightens. Until next time, take care and stay mindful.